Have you, as a student or as a young person, ever felt like someone just wasn't listening to you, whether it be a teacher, a parent, another student, or even just society in general? If the answer is yes, then you are not alone. Many movements led by young people also face these same problems. For example, students in the Parkland shooting 5 years ago also face it. An interview on NPR with Cameron Kasky, titled "Parkland Survivor on March for Our Lives," Kasky stated that, quote, "When people can't attack your argument because it's too tight, they start attacking you personally," end quote. This is in reference to people claiming that they are crisis actors hired by the far left to make an argument for gun control. Another example was when Greta Thunberg was named Time's 2019 Person of the Year for her efforts in fighting against climate change and bringing awareness to climate change. Then President Donald Trump took to Twitter to say that she needed to chill and, quote, "work on her anger management problems," end quote. Greta was criticized for changing her Twitter bio to read, "working on her anger management problems," and seeing an old-fashioned movie with a friend. What was meant to be a fun little jab was turned against her and made to seem like she was firing back at the president. There are two main sides developing to this story. One is the young people who want to see change, and they want to change the world for good, what they view as good. Another is older people who are scared to hand over society because they fear the change that it will bring. They are worried about what the world could become if they are not the ones in charge. Because of this fear and the willingness to believe everything that comes with it, satire has become a large problem. Many of these satirical movements aim to call out the willingness to believe anything that one sees on the internet. For example, birds aren't real. The movement aims to call out the hypocrisy of older generations stating that younger generations believe anything that they see online with absolutely zero evidence. However, they themselves then end up believing it, and while younger generations can see the intention behind it, it only adds fuel to the fire of the judgment of younger generations, because these older generations just see them as stupid and impressionable and ignorant. The problem of young people not being taken seriously is not new in the slightest. Pushing boundaries for years has been a thing for years. In the Supreme Court case Tinker versus Des Moines, black armbands were worn in protest of the Vietnam War. Now, the school tried to punish these students, saying that their freedom of speech was not legitimate because they were in a school. The Supreme Court came to the conclusion that, quote, "neither teachers nor students shed their constitutional right to speech at the schoolhouse gate," end quote. This protection of the voice of students has opened many doors. Not only did it allow those students to exercise their right to free speech, but in a way, it gave credit to the voices of these young people, saying that something that they were saying was worth hearing. A fear of change and the unknown is completely understandable. However, there comes a point where it is only causing a pause to progress. It is time to let future generations have a turn at controlling the political climate, controlling the decisions that the country that they live in and will inherit one day will make. There comes a point where it is just hindering any good that can be made, and there is no other progress being made in anything else.